Rome wasn't built in a day, but if it had been, it would have been built around this fire. Because for almost 1,000 years, one flame burned continuously in the heart of the city, the sacred fire of Vesta, the virginal goddess of the hearth and home. Romans believed that as long as the fire burned, the state was safe. If it went out, the entire empire might collapse. So it was tended night and day by 6 priestesses called the Vestal Virgins, chosen for their piety and virginity when they were still children. They took a vow of chastity for 30 years, a vow that if broken meant certain death, either by execution or by being buried alive. The temple of Vesta, where the fire burned, was round, like the hearth in every Roman home, a symbol of the goddess's all-encompassing protection. But it was also a carefully designed piece of architecture, some scholars believe, to harness solar energy, divine will, or even encode astronomical meaning. We don't know exactly what the fire meant, but we do know that the Vestal Virgins had the power of life and death. If one of them died or broke her vow, the consequences were severe. Not only would she be stripped of her office and her dignity, but she would be put on display, paraded through the streets in shackles while people threw dirt at her. Then she would be executed, possibly by being thrown into the Tiber River. However, as priestesses of the most important goddess in the Roman pantheon, they also had the power to free prisoners, to guard wills, and to save criminals from execution. So while the penalty for letting the fire go out was the death penalty, the power to keep it burning made the Vestal Virgins some of the most influential women in the ancient world. But in the late 4th century CE, the Christian emperor Theodosius I decided that the Virgin's fire should go out, which is pretty ironic considering that he's become known as the man who ended the Roman Empire. Because if you think about it, what's more Roman than a virginal goddess of the hearth and home, or a band of celibate priestesses keeping a sacred flame alive in her honor? It may have seemed like just another victory for Christianity, the triumph of one religion over another. But when Theodosius ordered the temple destroyed and the fire extinguished, he also snuffed out one of the most enduring symbols of Roman civilization, and no amount of scrubbing can get that stain out of history. For more about the last of the Vestal Virgins, check out the series in the description below. Thanks for watching.